Alright, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. As you guys have known, Honda revealed the 11th generation Civic, and as of right now, it is a love or hate. People either love it or they hate it. I'm actually one of the few that I am in the middle of it, so let's go ahead and look at some pictures. I've probably talked about the 11th gen every now and then right here on this channel, but the fact that Honda finally revealed details about it and pictures and everything, Honda already revealed stuff for it, so I'm going to be getting this information from their website and from different forums off of them, so we're just going to talk about it and get started on it. Right out of the bat, guys, it's very interesting. When you're looking at it from the front, the rear, it is very, very interesting the route that they went, and I think I understand why, or let me rephrase that. From the 10th gen going to the 11th gen, it is not aggressive at all. It is more subtle. When you guys are looking at the styling, and a lot of people are calling it a Camry or a Jetta, you know, Honda chose this style for a reason. But looking at all the pictures that Honda has given out, like, dude, the interior, whew, all digital, like it's speedometer, the whole cluster, it is different, and I'm very surprised that this is the route that they took. Like, look at this interior right here, man. I will be completely honest, I don't like how it looks like there is a huge tablet like right on top of the dash. It just sits up. I personally don't like that. I don't know, something I don't like that. I like it when it's inside, like in the infotainment system is in the car, not sitting on top of it. I feel like that's just a little too much, unless it looks like it goes in. No, it looks like it stays right there. For a second I thought it would be going like down and then going up. I don't think Honda's that baller to be doing that to a base model Civic. Very hard to decide if I like this or not. I'm really on the fence on this because these are just the Touring and the Sport model. They have yet to reveal what the Type R model would look like and the SI model would look like, which, to be completely honest, that's all I really care about. I can care less of how the Touring and the Sport model looks. I'm more interested in the SI, even the hatchback, and especially the Type R on how they're gonna look. But just by looking at it from the front end, I can see it. The front end, I'm a fan. I do like it. The Phantom, I like it. But the rear, it looks just too simple now. I noticed that they did get rid of the center exhaust, at least for Sport model. Interesting how they decided to get rid of the center exhaust and put it on the side now. Those stock wheels do look really good. I will give them that. The stock tires look good. Black just always looks better from factory. It looks pretty good. It looks aggressive. I've never been a big fan of the sedan, so really hard for my opinion to even really matter out there. I like the steering wheel. Looking at the interior, they did upgrade it a little bit better. The material does look a little bit better from the 10th gen, and the 10th gen interior was one of my favorite aspects of the car. Is one of my favorite aspects of the car. Is the interior, the gauges, overall the feel. A lot of people don't like it, but I personally really love the interior to my 10th gen. But checking it out, Honda revealed that they're sticking with the 2.0 NA and the 1.5 L series engine with it. The turbocharged L series, like, everybody was talking smack about the 10th gen SI, or the 10th gen in general, for them downgrading to a 1.5, but it did come with a turbo model, and everybody and their mom was just like, no, 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 including me. I'm not going to be hypocritical, including me. Right before I even had the chance to look at one in person, I did not like the 10th gen, but it grew onto me, and then once Hector got one, I got to see it in person, and that's what made me want to get it. To be honest, I'm glad I got the coupe, not the sedan. So yeah, power-wise and engine-wise, what you guys are interested in, what you guys either heard or haven't heard yet. The 2.0 naturally aspirated 4-cylinder for the LX and the Sport models, and then offering the same 158 horsepower and 138 foot-pounds of torque. The turbocharged engine went from 174 horsepower to 180 horsepower now, and 162 foot-pounds of torque to 177 foot-pounds of torque. They are still going to keep the same CVT, and they did reprogram it just a little bit so it can be a little bit stronger. According to Honda, you're going to be able to get a 6-speed manual in the hatchback version, the SI version, and the Type R version. You won't be able to get it in the base Civic anymore. Obviously, one thing is the coupe is done. There's no more. Dunzo. Ya no más. No more coupe. That's the thing about it, guys. When you guys are looking down at the facts, everybody was talking so bad about the 10th gen SI on why it went down to a 1.5 liter, but forgot to take the fact that it is also turbocharged, pushing more power than the previous generations. I'm not saying more power is better, and I am not saying that it is better, but it is easier to make power out of these engines. But because it is a smaller displacement, it is easier to run into problems. And because it is turbocharged from factory, people tend to push these cars to its limit without understanding that you should not be pushing something to its limit unless you are ready to pay for something if something breaks. So thus why I am being very careful with my SI, because as of right now, I cannot afford for something to be breaking. I could afford to fix something here and there, but if my transmission ends up blowing or my clutch ends up, well, clutch I'll be fine. But if like something happens to my engine, I might be screwed for a bit. So I am being very careful with it. And I am just enjoying for what it is right now. Looking at the engine wise, guys, like look at all the companies that came out with it. PRL 271, MA Performance, what is it, Rv6. There's a bunch of different and more companies out already. There's a bunch of companies and more out there that put blood, sweat, and tears in the 10th gen platform because they saw how well it was going. And I have a feeling that it's going to be the same thing for the 11th generation, if not even bigger, considering they're going to be pushing a little bit more power. Like it's got it. Like Honda's not going to, even if it's like a 10 horsepower increase to the horsepower and to the torque, it's going to happen. My only concern is I really hope Honda does not cheap out on the clutch for the SI model, or at least the Civic in general, so that when you start pushing at least bolt-ons, you don't have to worry about clutch slipping, considering that the clutch is one of the weakest points in the 10th gen platform itself. For it to be a completely different engine and for it to be a whole completely different platform, I don't think Honda's going to be doing that, because if they do end up putting the 2.0 turbocharged version, the K20C, into their SI, it is definitely going to impact sales on the Type R. And that's one of the reasons why they didn't do that with the 10th gen, is because of sales for the Type R and sales in general. Because if they did end up putting the 2.0 liter instead of the 1.5 in the SI was going to be a lot more expensive. So it was easier for them to sell it like that and to just ump up the power and give it better internals and whatnot. Looking at it in general, guys, if I'm speaking the truth, out of a 10, I'm gonna have to give this maybe a 6, because it, to the average driver and to the average person, this looks like a good car for them. It looks great. It comes with amazing features. It's gonna come with even more features than more standard features than what it came with 10th gen, if not just more easier to use, I guess. As of right now, the red and blue don't look bad, but like I said, to the average person, it's gonna be an amazing car for them. But for someone like myself who is more interested in the SI or in Type R, that's actually a good thing, because if I end up deciding that I like the 2022 Type R or the 2023, whatever it is, who knows? I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I already got an offer or two for somebody to buy, for the dealership to buy back my coupe, because apparently there's people out there that are looking for the coupes, and I got it, and I was gonna be able to get a good amount back. Like I already have a good amount of positive equity on the car. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do it, but if the Type R 11th gen is something that is worth it, we'll see, you know? I don't see myself trading my 10th gen for an 11th gen just for the SI model, if it's not even that big of a difference, unless I am completely wrong and they decided to put a brand new engine in it and it has better power figures and it has a better transmission and it has like all around a better Civic than the 10th gen, then I'm gonna keep the 10th gen and see what's up with that. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I know it was a really random one. I don't really like doing this type of just these. I don't really like doing these kind of vlogs, but I felt like it was very interesting of a topic to not mention it and for me to get my point of view out of it. So my final thoughts on it, I think it's going to be a very good car for the people that are just looking to buy a car. Like it's going to come with good features. It's going to come in good colors. Like the red and blue already look good in the sedan. But to say I would buy it, no, I personally wouldn't buy it. Only because I'm not into those kind of models. I'm more into the SI and the Type R model. So let's just hope and pray that Honda does listen to its consumers and the audience that they want something that is worth buying. To me personally, like I mentioned earlier, I just hope that they fix the clutch issue. I hope they don't cheap out on the clutch this time, so that the SI model will at least be able to last a little bit better on the transmission side, and we should see where it goes with that. Anyways guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let's go ahead and talk down there, and I will see you guys in another one. You guys have a good day. Peace.